He uses his abilities to cheat his way into a prestigious high school by mind-controlling other students and using their test responses. Because of his high grades and ability to pass as a prodigy, he is chosen to talk to incoming students. He constantly has to decline females who confess to him after because he makes male students envious and female students curious. This is due to his steadfast determination to date Yumi Sh Naughty, the school's Madonna. He uses his abilities to set up a scenario where a truck driver nearly runs over Yumi, rescues her, and then expresses gratitude for his assistance. The following day after school, they go on a date. When unexpectedly summoned to the student council chamber, he is content with his deceptions. Due to his perfect scores, the student council president accuses him of cheating, and you are made to retake the test inside the room. A fear that you will take over the president, but it has already been discovered. Tom Moore, who had captured him acting on his talent, now displays evidence of his cheating, but you vehemently refute the charge and make an effort to leave the city. He finds himself being violently teleported after by someone. Jiro Taka, a student who works with you now and can capture you, begs you to transfer to the Hashmi Academy so that he can study with other power-wielding students. Even though Jiro Taka catches you, his annoying ability causes him to get hurt constantly. You attempt to battle her, but the person who has the power to become invisible to one person does so and beats him that evening. You're welcomed home by his younger sister Ami, who informs him that Hashami Academy has sent him a sizable scholarship to join the institution. She also cooks for him to celebrate. The following day you encounter Yumi, who is grateful to him for saving her but dumps him because he is moving on to a new school. You move into the school in a depressed state and are visited by Now, who plays with his sister. It will soon be time for you to start classes, and on your first day, the teacher will inform you that the academy's goal is to safeguard students with special abilities so that outside organizations do not exploit them. He is terrified to discover that he shares a lunchtime homeroom with Jiro. And now, Jiro decides to use his ability to cut through the lengthy lunch queue, but in doing so, he causes havoc in the cafeteria. As they consume their meals, Jiro also reveals to you that, despite currently holding the position of student president, she has no female friends and that her personality has changed since middle school. She then invites them to the student council room, where another student uses his influence to find a different potential possessor of special abilities, who you might be enticed to assist by Jiro. You are pursuing a suspect man in Jiro Pre while using his assistance. They discover the student has lewd pictures of his classmates, and he admits he purchased them from Yudo, the archery team's captain. You intervene when Yudo tries to blackmail her using a picture he made of her, and reveals that he is using the money to assist his sick family. At this point, Jiro blocks an arrow that Yudo attempts to fire, and she convinces the archery captain to turn himself in. After school, she tells you about her older brother, the first individual to develop supernatural abilities, while she was still in middle school. Her brother wished to be a musician, but her mother forced them both to attend boarding school despite her pleadings. While there, her brother was subjected to experiments by scientists, who had learned about her brother's functional ability from his music. And now the sibling goes crazy. They ultimately manage to leave the residential school. Later, she brings you to visit her insane sibling. Moreover, she claims that a particular individual drove her to the academy and assisted her in caring for her sibling. After spending time with her and her brother, you worry about your sister gaining special abilities as you observe her star gas again that night to hear a unique remark. Later, when he can get lunch at the cafeteria, you tell Sami to cease preparing meals for him. She persists, however, and once more, Jiro injures himself at lunch while using his talent. They then receive a call telling them to report to the student council room, where their new target is an individual with two. They look into it in the city, find out about Yusa, a well-known hero. Imo was in the region. They also capture a man spying on them. The man is stalking USA, and the students when they meet, and after a short chase, he manages to catch him. He shows them a friend of USA who takes them to the idol. When Yu admits to dissociative identity disorder, her friends learn that USA had a sister named Misei who died and is now inhabiting Yu's body. An incensed Mrs. tries to set the area on fire, but eventually stops. She tells Miss Now that her stalker is a dubious TV director. They arrange a late-night rendezvous with the producer, and when the producer is arrested, they kill his bodyguards and beat him up. They convince Missa and USA to enroll in the school because Missa will be leaving the show. When he thanks Missa for assisting her, she reminds him that she has passed away, and that he must now go about living his own life at night. She chastises him for getting home so late, and you tell her what occurred. A classroom. User joins their class the following day and quickly gains popularity. She can win over her fellow students with her kindness and resolve their conflicts, and she later joins them on their next mission, finding a potential student who possesses telekinesis, which is to do just that. They deduce that because his school's baseball team has been dominating games, he must be abusing his deception abilities. They encounter a fuming baseball pitcher, who they now urge to stop using his cheating skills and caution him against drawing attention to. As a result of Arafumi's refusal, he is now challenged to a baseball game between their institutions. If they triumph, Arafumi's ability will no longer be allowed during the battle. The squad is shocked to see they are playing against girls, but they intend to use their skills to defeat the Arafumi team. The Haishami squad becomes upset with Na's attitude, but Yusa calms them down. They quickly discover that Arafumi's pitching is too strong for their team's batters. She asks you to use your abilities to help them triumph, but the enemy school still scores a point thanks to Gyro Miss's combined efforts. They now successfully fill the bases, and even though you miss your swing, the squad just about defeated Fumi. Arafumi instructs him to support his friend by refraining from using his ability, which he was doing to give his catcher, Tekka, a chance to become a professional player. The following day, USA remains well-liked, but you observe that a group of girls appear to be harassing and beating up Now that he isn't assisting her. And today, they are after someone who may be able to help them in their probe after being seen flying in the mountains. They decide to set up camp in the mountains, and while the others go grocery shopping, USA and Jero comment that they have arrived at the location and that you two look good together, and prepare meals until nightfall. And you move closer, who is currently enjoying a band her sibling used to enjoy. He is amazed by how well the songs capture the sensation of being alone when he listens to the music. They search the encampment in turn, but discover nothing. They wash at the adjacent street the following day. You learn from their gyro that as individuals grow older, their powers seem to fade over time. The pupil quickly approaches them and records them as he flies. The student attempts to run away while holding their camcorder, but you capture him in the group. They forewarned him about the risks associated with his talents, and eventually persuaded him to change. You eat supper with his sister that evening, but she appears unwell. One of her classmates, Kai, observes that Ayame is when you take her out of class. The following day, they learn their newest potential pupil resides in their dormitories. Now, it does not explicitly state that it might be Ami. In addition to porridge and cookies, the party visits Ayame where they learn that Two's friends, Nara and Ala, have arrived. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.